When most people think of the Galapagos, two things come to mind: Charles Darwin and giant tortoises. And we'll talk about both of those, but later on. Myself, my daughter Gillian, and her husband Sean and his dad Ross made a trip to the Galapagos in December 2024. And this is part one of a mostly chronological set of videos that document that trip. The Galapagos Islands are part of Ecuador. They lay about 1,000 kilometers off its coast to the west. Their isolated terrain shelters a wide diversity of plants and animal species. Many of them are found nowhere else in the world. Charles Darwin visited the islands in 1835, and it's his observation of the species in Galapagos that later inspired his theory of evolution. Our two guides, Daniel and Joed, met us at the Seymour Airport on Baltra Island and supervised loading all of our luggage for transport to the boat. We then boarded a bus which took us to a ferry terminal, and from there made our way over to the Tip Top 4. And this is going to be our home for the next 10 days. Carries a crew of 5 with 16 passengers, plus our 2 tour guides. Our cabins were cozy, have air conditioning, also a private ensuite bathroom with shower. In this photo, one bed looks much larger than the other, but in fact they're both the same size. It's just that the wide-angle lens distorts the view. After we got our stuff settled on the boat, we pretty much immediately head out to get in the pangas for a ride over to nearby Black Turtle Cove. We took 2 pangas, which are basically outboard motor equipped dinghies, each with 8 passengers, 1 guide and a driver. One of the reasons to visit Black Turtle Cove is to see the endemic, that is found nowhere else, Galapagos brown pelicans. The Galapagos brown pelican population is estimated at a few thousand pairs. They breed throughout the year. Males and females look alike. They've got brown plumage in their bodies and a light brown coloration along their neck and heads. The beaks are whitish gray with patches of red. The pelicans nest in small colonies in low bushes and mangroves, occasionally on the ground. They lay up to 2 eggs that both sexes will incubate. When we got to the more open part of the cove, we spent about half an hour watching a group of maybe 15 to 20 pelicans diving on schools of small fish. So what about the other birds flying around, and why are they landing on this pelican's head? These are terns, noddy terns, Noddy. Generally, they are gray and white and have a distribution worldwide in the tropics, but this particular subspecies is endemic to the Galapagos Islands, and it's entirely brown on its body. So the terns follow the pelican on its feeding dive, and then afterwards, as the pelican expels water from the pouch under its beak before swallowing whatever fish it's captured, some small fish inevitably escape out the sides, and the noddy waits for that to happen and picks up the runaways. After watching the pelicans, we explored some of the narrower waterways inside the mangrove forests. Here we are easing our way through one of the small gaps in the mangroves. We noticed these yellow fins breaking the surface and went over to investigate. They turned out to be a school of juvenile golden trevally. It was a member of the jack family of fishes. Gillian spotted this spotted eagle ray. Unfortunately, I didn't get a video of it. We did, in fact, see a couple of sea turtles in Black Turtle Cove. These turtles are an endangered species. They use the cove for mating. Green turtles are named for the color of their fat and cartilage, not their shells. Mangroves in the Galapagos Islands are home to many species of sharks. The mangroves provide a safe place for juvenile sharks to grow up and feed. We think this one is a white tip. Leaving the cove now to head back to our boat, we spy these two herons catching the last fading rays of the sunset. And near dark now, this pelican silhouetted against the sky provides the perfect shot for the end of day one.